Rotary Club of Peoria raised $100,000 for a children's park. The Rotary Club of Peoria, working in the garden of the Center for Prevention Abuse. Rotary Clubs of Peoria, Peoria North, and Peoria Sunrise combined to raise $50,000 for Rotary Centennial Pavilion at Detwiller Park. The Peoria North Rotary Club distributing dictionaries to Charter Oak School. The Peoria North Rotary members and the recipients of the Student Service Above Self Awards. The Galva Rotary Club Literacy Project. Kids reading to assisted living residents. A win-win. Rotary Club of Springfield and their water reclamation project in India. Rotary Clubs of Springfield, Springfield South, Springfield Midtown, and Springfield Sunrise talk about Rotary on the Morning Talk Show. Oktoberfest fundraiser in Jacksonville, Illinois. The Highland Rotary Club celebrating October Breast Cancer Awareness.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Edwards. I'm currently 17 years old and I am a senior in high school in Rushville, Illinois. Rotary has been a huge factor in my life for the past couple years. It all started out when I was a sophomore and I went to a weekend retreat called Rilo. Before this weekend, I didn't know a thing about what Rotary was or what Interact and Rotaract were about. This one weekend changed everything for me for the better. Rotary has opened up so many doors for me. After Rila, I went back to my school, and in the time span of 6 months, I created an Interact Club. In the first year, it had 68 members. I had so many connections before, but I even have more now. Rotary has given me the opportunity to make so many new connections and relationships. In my high school, if teachers or administrators need help with a project, the Interact Club is one of the first clubs to be asked for help. This is such an honor to me knowing how much work I put into creating the club. I have so many new connections. I have, so far, met 2 district governors. I have become closer to many of the Rotarians in my club as well as many other clubs. I have also been more exposed to how big Rotary actually is. I found out that so many people are Rotarians. My teachers, high administrators in different colleges, and many others. Starting an Interact Club and being involved in Rotary are the best decisions I've ever made. Through the Interact Club, I have almost 2 pages worth of community service projects that I've completed. This club helped me get into National Honor Society, which was my biggest goal. With having this much community service completed, I am one of the candidates that my school usually chooses for scholarship opportunities. I'm more confident, open, and I've grown up to be a leader instead of a follower. I've realized how much support I actually have. Without my RILA team leader, Kathy Jo, my school, family, friends, my home club, and other Rotarians, I don't know where I would be today. I always try and tell people, just be involved. I cannot wait to become a Rotarian and continue making a difference one step at a time. Thanks!
I want to thank you for all you have done for me during my year. I come from a big city in Ecuador and I found myself in a much smaller city in Petersburg. But within a few months, I realized that I was part of a bigger family. Rotary, the town of Petersburg, and of course, my host family. What they teach you about the United States in my country cannot begin to explain what the United States really is. I have grown to be part of Petersburg, where my friends can walk down the street at night without fear. Thank you, Petersburg Rotary Club, for hosting me. This has not been just a year in my life, but life-changing in a year.
Collinsville Rotary Fall Festival. Rotary clubs of Bethalto, Wood River, and East Alton worked together on a pavilion project. Club of East Alton Quarter Auction. Rotary Club members and friends honored Dr. Donner at his statue in Rushville. The Rotary Club of Edwardsville Criterium Bike Race. This playground was built by Rotarians from the Edwardsville Rotary Club. The Rotary Clubs of Galesburg and Galesburg Sunrise raised $660,000 for a park renovation project. The Rotary Club of Bethalto and their service project, an Easter egg hunt. The Rotary Club of Bethalto and their scholarship presentation. The Rotary Club of Monmouth is raffling off 2 Rotary signs as a fundraiser. Buy tickets to get your chance to win one just like this. The Rotary Club of Jerseyville supporting 6 pillars of good character, showing our teachers from each of the winning schools accepting many grants in trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. The Rotary Club of Galesburg participates in an international Rotary project, sending 250 wheelchairs to San Salvador. The Abington Rotary Club with their father-daughter dance fundraiser. The Rotary Club of Petersburg Octogenarian Night. All residents over 80 get a night out with entertainment and home-cooked meals. The Rotary Alton Mural, taking old downtown buildings and making them attractive. The Rotary Clubs of Macomb and the Macomb Centennial Morning Club dedicate the Rotary Green Space. The Rotary Clubs of Macomb and Macomb Centennial Morning Club participate in Heritage Days.
Hello everyone, my name is Maria Lamassa, I'm 28 years old and I'm from Brazil. I was a Rotary exchange student back in the year of 2002-2003 in the city of Jacksonville, Illinois. I can say that to this day, the year I left the United States was the best year of my life. I still remember how nervous I was for making the decision to live abroad. It's not an easy decision. I had never left my country nor traveled by airplane. So doing all that by myself at 17 years old, it's not easy. It was so scary. I was so anxious, wondering if my host family would actually be waiting for me at the airport. But that's one of the greatest things about the Rotary Exchange program is that they reassure you that whoever is waiting, whoever is hosting you is doing it with an open heart. The host families are not obligated to host you. They are volunteers to share this wonderful experience with you. So when I arrived in the United States, there she was, my first host mother, Jean Jumper, waiting for me like I was her own child. And that's how I felt since the beginning, like I was part of their family. So after spending 5 months with this wonderful family, Rotary told me I had to move to my second family. And at the beginning I was scared to move since I was so well taken care of at my first family. But that's another great thing about Rotary. They give you the wonderful opportunity to live different experiences with different people. You have no idea how much you can learn from having 5 brothers and sisters in your first family, then passing to having 1 older sister in your second family, and then being the only child in your third family. It was really amazing. So the moment I met my second host parents, Kathy and Stanley Wall, I immediately fell in love with them as they were just as caring and loving as my first host family. And I can say the same thing about Peggy Hutchison, my third host mom. I will be forever grateful to my host families for what they have done for me during my time in the United States. They really taught me how to be a better person. They welcomed me and made me feel like part of their families. They comforted me when I needed. They taught me the American culture and way of life. And they also made sure I would not break the 4D rules, so I wouldn't be sent home. Although I did go skydiving, and it's awesome. But then, well, after my year in the United States, I went back to Brazil, and I actually had a tough time trying to get adjusted. I just couldn't settle in a small town after having the opportunity to start knowing the world. So I decided to major in international relations because I wanted to continue the job that Rotary promotes through its exchange programs, which is to bring communities together to make sure that we build a very solid relationship between countries. That way, who knows, in the future we can maybe influence our leaders to make better decisions and build a better world. So after graduating from college, I got a job in the biggest retail company in Brazil and one of the biggest in the world. And I was only able to get this job because I was once an exchange student. There were 29,000 candidates for only 20 positions, and I was one of the chosen people, not only because I'm fluent in English, although that's really important, but mainly because I've had an international experience. And then I was still eager to have another opportunity abroad, so I participated in another selective process to work in France. And among candidates from all over the world, I was chosen to occupy the only job opportunity available. And today I'm living in France for a 2 years work experience. I am now a brand manager of a French retailer, which is the owner of my retail company in Brazil. My message to you is that nowadays having just a college diploma is not enough to guarantee you a job. Companies are currently looking for much more than just professional competencies. They are looking for a specific profile, people with attitude that are proactive, independent, and able to solve problems by themselves. Those are the behavior characteristics that you develop by living abroad during an exchange program. So my conclusion is that the international experience that I started having when I was only 17 years old still has a big influence in my professional and personal life. And I'm sure that my future will remain promising and successful because I was blessed to once have been a Rotary exchange student. So thank you very much, Rotary, and a special thanks to all my host families. I will love you forever, and I really miss you guys. And thank you very much.
Rotarians, look what you've done.
I'd like to tell you a story. It's a story of a small elderly woman in a village in Russia, and one she asked me to share. It may be a story similar to thousands of others in Rotary, but this is her story, and now it's my story. It's a Rotary moment that touched my heart, and each time I think of it, I'm reminded again of why I'm a Rotarian. I was in the small city of Gorno-Altaysk, nestled in the Altai Mountains of western Siberia. Local Rotarians took me to see a club project in an elderly person's home. It was cold when I was there. Late November, Siberia, about minus 30 Celsius. There was lots of snow on the ground. As we entered the home, I saw immediately that conditions were very poor. The director explained to me they relied totally on government support, which was extremely low. I could also see that the staff were very caring, but they could do little more than take care of the basic needs of the residents. The director took me on a tour, and she showed me the wheelchairs that the local Rotarians had purchased through a matching grant partnered with a club in Iowa. She said these are the first wheelchairs that this home had ever had. She also took me into some of the rooms and introduced me to the residents. And one was a babushka, a little grandmother. She looked to be in her 80s. We continued on our way. In another part of the building, we heard sounds behind us that could only be one thing: speeding rubber wheels on linoleum. We turned around, and here was the same grandmother chasing us in her wheelchair, her Rotary wheelchair. She rolled up to us with great energy, and she reached up to take my hands into hers. And she said, "There's no way I can ever repay Rotary for what it's done for me. I have nothing. But there is something I can do. It's very small, but I want to do it for you. You're an American. You came to Russia, to Siberia, and now we meet. And as any grandmother might say, she then said, "You must be cold." I made these, and I want you to have them. As she gave me these hand-knitted socks, perhaps socks that she was going to be wearing herself, she said, "You see, I've not been able to walk for a very long time. For the last 3 years, I have not left my bed. For 3 years, because there was no wheelchairs. Rotary has given me life again. Changing the world, one person at a time. That's why I'm a Rotarian."